there's Kevin. All right. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining in on the youth services call for Rotary District 5000. It's almost the end of this Rotary year. 7 more days, 6 more days, something like that. But it's coming up quick. And I just wanted to say thanks again for everyone's, hard work over this past Rotary year, 23 to 24 under Mark. We look forward to continuing, to support you all and your clubs in your youth programs through Ted's year, the 24 to 25 year. I'm sure folks are quite busy here with their change in leadership, changing command ceremonies at their clubs. I know it's summer break also, so hopefully, everyone who isn't here has a chance to watch the recording for this meeting. I'll try to send it out a little bit earlier. So the recording from last meeting is actually in the agenda that I sent out to folks. So hopefully everyone has the agenda and can go ahead and review the recording from last meeting at your convenience. But as we move into the new Rotary year here, lots going on. Going to see some new faces, I'm sure, probably many old faces continue on here with youth services. As we start these, for this upcoming year for Ted, this meeting is as much as you all want to make out of it. We're definitely here to support each of the clubs do the best that they can with youth services and find projects and opportunities that make sense for all of your individual clubs. We recognize that each club is very different and each island is very different. So knowing that, we're trying our best here to make sure everyone has similar opportunities, consistent opportunities, and more opportunities. And so I think that we'll be focusing on that this year. This year's leadership team, as I've mentioned to many of you, is changing. So I'm welcoming Jen Tenoy from the Rotary Club of Hilo to be my co-chair. And actually, she will then be taking over for me as full-time chair starting in the 25 to 26 year under Nancy. And, looking forward to that. Obviously, Jen has a lot of experience in Rotary and in youth services. And so, I'm not going to disappear. I keep telling folks that have asked and in these meetings that I'm not going to disappear. I'll still be on the youth services committee. I'll probably still be doing youth services for my Rotary Club, Honolulu Sunrise. And so I'll still be around and helping Jen and Naomi here with running this committee. But we're in transition period here, not just this individual year, but in a kind of a multi-year transition here. And so please help Jen and Naomi as much as possible with that transition. As Naomi is always in every single Rotary thing ever in the district, so she's Miss Rotary. But for all of us, this is I'm looking forward to more time with my family and things at my work are going to get quite busy. But I'll still be around here to support everyone. So looking forward to bringing them more on board here, and in some way, shape, or form this year, we're going to get Jen to run some meetings. She'll be helping to prepare some of the agendas and come up with some of her own projects that she would like to lead. I keep saying this also is that I apologize for this last year. I wish I had more time for some of the things that we had done in previous years, but this year was quite full of a lot of things going on in my life. So it's just I'm glad to get more support. So that's the leadership team kind of at the district level. Peter Evans is still going to be your youth protection officer. Natasha Kleiner is still going to be your YPO administrator. And then Tom Gross is still kind of, I think, in charge of youth exchange. And this year, we still are looking for an Interact liaison. And then Nicole, you're still functioning as the Rotaract liaison, right?
Sure.
Good. So we're still looking for our Interact liaison, but we'll continue to say as much as possible that there's open positions wherever people want to support here in youth services. I do want to let folks know that there actually is a new club level youth position. So if there wasn't already enough positions, there's one more position that RI has opened up to all of our individual clubs, and actually RI wants all of us to fill out. And this is the youth programs for young leaders contact. I'm gonna let Naomi share a little bit about what RI has put out on this particular position and maybe what the expectation is.
Okay. So Rotary wants to keep in contact with whoever is in charge of the youth programs in a club. So for bigger clubs, you might have an Interact chair, a RILA chair, a youth exchange chair. And so what they want is one person to be the contact person for all of the youth programs in your club. Okay, so they're calling it a programs for young leaders contact. And so there will be a new position in Club Runner, where you have your officers and leaders. The Club Runner is going to add that as one of the options. And so
I'll jump in with Jen
secretary
and come back with you. Is
would
that
need
okay?
to,
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
okay, let's mute Jen. Okay, so once it's up on the Club Runner as a position, you need to name someone. So for us, it's usually going to be your youth service chair that goes in there, but that person is going to get the emails from this youth service committee. Anything to do with youth service is going to that email at whoever's named in that position. So the programs for youth leaders contact is the one who facilitates the club's youth program. So it could be RILA, it could be dealing with the public on a youth service project. It could be exchange. It could be a youth exchange, cultural exchange of, like a virtual cultural exchange. So anything to do with youth programs is going to be funneled through that one person. Okay, so just keep on the lookout for it. Is July 1st that this position is going to be active.
Yeah, so my understanding is that it's kind of like maybe communications that have previously gone to your youth program officer, your youth service officer in your club may now be going to this young leaders program contact, or program for young leaders contact. So it's very important, I think, to make sure someone's in that role. And if it's unfortunately, if it's a smaller club and it's you as the youth service chair, then that's fine. But just someone should sign up for that role, because I think a lot of the communication is going to go through this new role. And I think in the from what I read, it sounds like this person is going to be like the point of contact from RI Communications, who will then disseminate information about your various programs that RI wants to communicate to this person for you to then communicate to your club. And so obviously, I think for the smaller clubs, it makes sense for your youth services position to be the same. But for the larger clubs, or the clubs that have very, very strong youth service programs, having another role that someone gets this information from and has a contact through to RI is is a good thing. So I think it's something that you just have to be on the lookout for, and come July 1st, you'll have the opportunity to put that into Club Runner. And so Naomi, I'm sorry if it's been a while since I've been president. Is the club presidents can enter people in automatically to Club Runner, right? Club Runner was like new when I came out.
Yeah. So president, secretary, treasurers, executive secretary.
Right. Have access to then populate a member in your club to fulfill that role. So if you are interested, I think there's more information on the RI website, right, Naomi? I think it's again called Programs for Young Leaders Contact. It definitely came out in a email to district leadership, so that's how we know about it. But just if you're interested, Programs for Young Leaders Contact is what it's called. So hopefully that helps. I think just maybe also could be another way for someone to recruit a co-chair in your club. So please go for it. All right. And then upcoming, there's a couple of administrative items. First is our youth service compliance forms. So, excuse me, it's already been a year, if you can imagine. It feels like I was just talking about this, but every club has to go through a compliance process at the start of the Rotary year. I will be posting those youth service compliance forms to the website, Naomi. I haven't done it yet. I will get to it. I will also email it out directly to everyone in the youth service position for the new year. But what it is basically you have agreed to conduct your youth programs in compliance with the District 5000's policies to prevent or to encourage to abide by youth protection requirements. So every year we've done it. Peter Evans does youth protection training every year, and so that's coming up on August 10th. It's a Saturday. In August, I believe the time is 9 to 10. There will be more information sent. It's a virtual meeting like before, but every club needs to send a person to that training, who then becomes the person who disseminates that youth protection information over to your club members and anyone working with youth. And this compliance statement accompanies that as well, and is something that you need to agreed upon every start of the Rotary year. So once that's completed, you can send it into the instructions on the form, youthservices@rotaryd5000.org, and then your club, after attending the training and filling out the compliance form, is then compliant now to do youth service programs in our district. So I will get this out to folks. It's due as soon as possible in the beginning of the new Rotary year. And so last year we didn't do a good job following up with folks, and I really don't believe I should have to follow up with many folks in general on this stuff. It's important. Everyone needs to fill it out and send it back as it's a key piece of our youth activities in this district. So youth compliance forms will be posted and emailed out very soon. So any questions on youth compliance? And then hold the date again, August 10th, 9 to 10 a.m. for that training. All right, coming up on youth programs here. So just, I know it's summertime. Hopefully you're still in contact with your Interact clubs if you can be, or working with the advisors kind of in the behind the scenes to get your upcoming Interact year on off on the right foot. Please update your club advisor for the next year. And again, it's just best practice to do it every year. Website is attached to the agenda. And made many announcements on this in the past, so I'm not going to dwell on it. But please do that while we're in this ending of this Rotary year. It'll keep you active for the following or this upcoming Rotary year with your Interact clubs. And I don't know if has everyone gotten their non-active or non-listed clubs in the RI list. Have they been reactivated? I know a few did. When I saw that, a couple of clubs kind of got their clubs reactivated, but is anyone still struggling? Lisa, I know you were working on Castle. Is that so? That came through. All right, got the thumbs up there. Okay, so if anybody has any questions on recertifying their clubs, their Interact clubs, or updating the advisors, let me know. But please try to do that in the next couple of weeks.
Do that,
All right.
Punahou, and also Priory fall off because the folks that were in charge of that, a lot went on. We can talk offline about it.
We can talk offline about it. I do some work with Priory, so I know the principal was interested. So I think it was just a matter of finding someone to run it in the school, because she's obviously not going to do it. But we can talk more about that later. All right, moving on to HRYF. So coming up this week, actually this Friday, HRYF is holding its annual meeting. You all are invited. And they're going to be sending out some of the forms for HRYF for the upcoming year, including the contact information, as well as the address information, as well as your dues. So just know that's all kind of happening in the background. But the HRYF annual meeting is this Friday, June 28th, 10 to 11:30. I think all of your contacts who have been on your HRF communication sheets should have gotten this email, and they should have received a link to register for this annual meeting. And that's the only way you would have been able to attend the meeting if you register. So whoever your contact is in your club for HRYF, please contact them. And if you're interested in attending, please get the registration link from them, because that's the only way you're going to get the Zoom link for it. So that annual meeting is, is just to discuss business of the foundation again this Friday, June 20th, 10 to 11:30. The luncheon is coming up, and it's actually a bruncheon. I don't know why I called it a luncheon. It's was carried over from past years. The brunch is on Saturday, July 6th, Waikiki Yacht Club, 9 to 11 a.m. You do need to sign up as well, and there's a $45 fee to attend for the meal. And you'll get to hear from the awardees and get to meet them and have a good brunch there. So if you haven't signed up for that, please do, and please support your attendee if they can make it. I know this is on Oahu, but if you're able to attend on island, please support your scholarship recipients and say hi and etc. So, and then Naomi, I know they were doing something for every other island. I don't have any updates on the other islands recognition, but do you have anything right now?
No, but we can ask, like, Karen, do you folks have something on the Big Island?
Karen, you're on mute. Sorry.
What was that, Naomi?
Sorry, I'm in the process of trying to finalize the date with the restaurant that we usually go to for the event. I'm hoping it'll be the 13th of July. So
Okay.
that'll be for the 4 West Hawaii clubs.
Okay. And Jen, you folks have East Hawaii?
I haven't been alerted to anything, so that would be Mitch Dodo because we have our own HYRF officer, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can get it right. That's okay. I'll follow up if you need me to.
So if anybody has questions, you can always email youth services at Rotary D5000. I'm may not know the answer, but I will find out who does. And so please feel free to ask. And then if you haven't already, please present your certificates over to your awardees. Any questions on HRYF? So I don't know if the dues are changing, Naomi, do you know, for next year? But hopefully, everyone is ready to pay those dues, and you have 7 days here to meet your per capita goals for donating. And hopefully everyone has heard me say that many times and has met their goals. So. No update on dues. I think it's still the $200 a year per club. So hopefully that you've budgeted for that.
Yeah. Tina sent out on the 21st an email, and it says it's going to presidents, treasurers, youth service chairs for 24-25. And so in that email is the dues invoice and that form to put in your representatives. So it looks like it is still $200 for dues.
That is odd. Did anyone else not receive that? Yeah, I don't think that went out yet.
I got
No,
it.
it went out. It was
you got it?
forwarded to me.
Hmm.
So it was forwarded to me yesterday. So
I better check
did
my
you get?
spam box.
Kevin, when did you get it?
It was dated Friday the 21st. So just this past Friday.
All right.
Yeah, then they forwarded it to me like yesterday. So
Oh, good. All right.
I'm actually not the youth chair anymore for Rotary Club of Honolulu. Jim Parra will take over.
I better start checking my spam email for things, because I usually get everything from Tina. I don't know why I didn't. I'll check in with her. Sorry about that. I honestly don't have anything from the 21st on this. So
I don't have that either, Ryan. And I know she mentioned to me that she did send it out to.
I don't have it either.
And it includes the youth services chairs, right? Yeah, I didn't receive that either. I better
okay.
Not either.
Dick, you don't have it either? Okay, all right. I will follow up with Tina and see if I can track down that email because she emailed it earlier in the week asking for if we were going to continue on as the contact information, and I told her yes, and so I assumed I would have gotten it from that point. But sounds like some others haven't also received it. I'll check in with her and we'll send it out. But again, it doesn't sound like anything has changed in terms of the dues. We'll try to get over the forms for everyone to start processing. Thanks for letting me know. All right, any other questions on HRYF? All
Ryan, I
right,
just sent it to you.
great. I will look it over. Ryla, coming up here. So I know, you know, I mentioned this a couple of meetings ago that you know, Jen, Naomi, and I will be we'll try to be providing a little bit more support to our RILA committees across the islands this year. As you can imagine, last year I didn't really have a ton of time. And so this year, obviously, we'll try to be a little bit more consistent, try to provide a little bit more of a consistency in terms of the communication and the outreach with all of our students. And it's really here to help our RILA committees be more focused on putting on the programs and putting on the good things about it, and not having to worry so much with the logistics and just like the difficulties with obviously running a very large program. My goal is, and I hope everyone takes this with as much understanding as possible. My goal is to make the clubs more responsible than maybe they have been in their most recent history. And I think everyone knows that for RILO over the last few years, I mean the few years during COVID, Rick and team on Oahu have done just a great job getting a virtual RILA together at first, and then have moved back into a in-person RILA. But Rick and team, as part of the virtual RILA, took over the registration process and the securing applications process. And I know I've sent out many emails to everyone to try to get kids to sign up. Not every club is sending the kids taking care of the kids that they are signing up for, and I think that's important. I think we have students that attend from various schools, and I want to make this easier for the committee by asking the clubs to keep track of the students that are attending from their Interact clubs and handling the registration, handling the payment, handling the reporting back to the RILA committee. And so Naomi, Jen, and I will be providing a little bit more oversight there to help the committees just focus really on the execution of the program and the actual event. So we'll be following up more with each of the planning committees and each of the clubs more directly as we move through it. But like, for example, like I solicit my students from Roosevelt and Mid-Pacific, and I tell them how many people I can sponsor and how much money I've got and how many they should attend and what they can expect the program to be of, and et cetera. And they have always then reported back to me who they want to send, and then they register, and then they send the students there and handle the attendance with the students. So I'm trying to do that more internally within the club than making that necessarily a function of the actual RILA planning committee. So look forward to to some more information on that. I don't know, my son is bothering me right now. Sorry about that. It'll be good for this year. Jen, any updates from the Big Island RILA team?
Other than it being presidents, it's looking to be a full RILA. It was good last year. We had a good messengers that already we think we're going to have a great group. So Brittany Zimmerman will also be redoing it along with Kazuo Todd. So yeah, everything looks good.
So you have it on again, I think I had you on the 14th to the 16th, right? Is that still the dates? That's President's Day weekend?
Yes.
You don't go into the Monday though, right? So it's just the Friday to Sunday.
Well, we're hoping to, but with the increase of costs, We just can't.
Okay,
Sad,
well,
but yeah,
no,
we're hoping
no,
to
good.
do a 3-day,
Yeah,
3
sure.
night. Yeah.
That's exciting. So I had the Big Island and Maui Ryla is here tentatively scheduled for the 14th to the 16th. That is President's Day weekend of 2025. Rick, for Oahu Ryla, I know yours is earlier, so you want to give a quick update there?
Yeah, so we're locked into Friday, January 28th to Sunday, February 2nd, and the invoice is in. Camp Urban has left the cost the same. So it'll be $250 for student, $175 for volunteers. Nicole and everybody, so I lowered the number to 40 instead of 50. Of course, we could probably take as many as we can, but it seems that clubs have a hard time covering. And I'm terming off at Rotary Club of Honolulu, so I'm not going to have as much push as I did before us to cover as much as we have been from Rotary Club. There is some push about other clubs covering their students. So I can easily come up with a ton of students from a couple of places that I'm connected with, but that's not even our interact. So Campbell and Pacific Buddhist Academy, which I'm on the board for Honganji there. That's why I'm doing the bond dance. I'm the co-chair for the bond dance. They would send as many kids as we want. And I know you, Ryan, have tons of Roosevelt folks, but it'd be sure nice to get a broader number of kids from other schools than covered. And I won't have as much time this year to be, hounding people. So I'm just I think Nicole dropped off. Nicole, they're working on the poster. We're kind of hoping to post that pretty soon. And what we're going to do is post that first for volunteers. And then when school starts, we'll open it up to the schools and start pushing. I already been doing some presentations. I'm doing one on July 1st for Rotary Club of Pearl Harbor, Ryla, but I'm also mainly focusing on mental health, but Ryla as well. Last year I had to go to my mom's funeral. So Brian and Nicole and folks stepped up in a beautiful way, Natasha and the team, and it went really well. And I actually met with kids afterwards and they were ecstatic about Camp Erdman. So Camp Erdman it is again. And I'm excited to actually this year get to experience the Camp Erdman experience. So that's where we're at. We're ready to go. Right, Nicole, anything else? Did I miss anything? We
No, I
haven't
don't
met
think
so
so.
much. We'll start meeting pretty soon and, things will
Mhm.
fall into place. I think we pretty much got the same team of volunteers, which is, that's just chicken skin right there. We got a great group of folks. So, yeah, that's it. Anybody from Oahu can join us, in volunteering as well. It's pretty magical what happens. So what I would say is we're more based on the activities outdoors now than what we were before. It's less didactic. It's all hands-on experiential, right, Nicole? So we wear everybody out. So it's pretty exciting what happens at camp. And Camp Urban, right, Nicole? They were incredible with everybody, just leading everybody through everything is what I understand.
Yeah,
So,
super helpful.
yeah. The other thing that they're different than Camp Homolani in the sense that they'll accommodate dietary kind of needs, which is nice. Camp Homolani was like, well, they can bring their own food then. Camp Urban is like, oh yeah, we got it. No worries. Just tell us what they need. So I like that feel. Our Rotary has put thousands of dollars into fixing it up. And so they're giving back. And Don Anderson in our Rotary was president YMCA for forever, or executive director, not president. So they're very accommodating. So, yep, that's it on us.
Oh, thanks. I think it's been good to get. I know you got some feedback from Pacific Buddhist Academy's Interact Club, so I think that's great too. And for my students over at Roosevelt, they enjoyed being out there at the beach and at the ropes course and everything too. So good to hear. So it's good. It's earlier this year, so just everyone again to remind you that it's earlier than the other island Ryla's programming, earlier than in our calendar than typical. And I think we've set the cost again here at $250 a student. So please look for those the worthy participants. I did get my Roosevelt Interact Club incoming vice president, who's going to be a junior this year. She attended, as well as a couple of other interactors. And so it's a good way to just keep them kind of moving along in the Rotary and Interact leadership train and process here. So
I forgot to add one thing. We did scholarship. We did a 4-way test speech scholarship with 3 kids. And we've been working on the scholarship stuff in our club. And some of our club members have donated. You don't know this yet, Nicole. They donated extra money. So each of the 3 participants will get $1,000 scholarship. So they just
Wow,
donated a
that's
bunch
amazing.
of extra money, and they want to make it concurrent. So they actually donated, Jake actually donated 5,000 to make sure that next year. So what the plan is that as long as they're here in Hawaii and they're full-time taking classes, and the catch is 8 hours of community service with Rotary, they'll get a scholarship next year as well, as long as they contact us. So kind of cool, concurrent scholarships.
So this is a scholarship for college? What is the scholarship for?
Yep, scholarship for college from Rotary Club of Honolulu for RILA for the 4-way test. We used to do the 4-way test speech contest, and it's just taken, it's a lot to organize it. And so this year we thought, as our committee, we just thought, well, let's just put it in with RILA. And so we did it with RILA. And how did that go, Nicole? That was pretty good at the
I think it
campfire?
went really well. I really liked their speeches. It was nice that they were bold enough to go up and speak and think of something really quickly. Actually, it's kind of creative how they came up with it. So nice. It's really fast. And I think everyone was impressed by it.
Yeah, this is at the campfire, so it added to the campfire too. Yeah. So we'll do it again this year.
sounds good. So we look forward to RILA coming up. And there'll be obviously more, and everyone has please join them. Helping the planning committee helps make all of this a lot easier for everyone involved. So Rick, Jen, and I will reach out to Mary on Maui and make sure that folks have the opportunity to volunteer that way. All right. Moving on to other ideas, programs, projects. I think we're still in the middle of the year here. Middle of the transition here. The new year will start. As we get into this year, I'm sure I'm looking at Jen and Naomi that we'll look to find more opportunities to do joint projects, youth focused projects. I know Jen is very keen on doing more peace projects. And so, I think we'll be looking for opportunities to find opportunities for all of you to join your youth clubs too. So nothing immediately to report, but hopefully sometime soon. Hey, Rick, for the Campbell High School that attended RILA, were you able to actually get an Interact Club recommissioned or commissioned out there with Eva Beach?
Well, they were meeting I haven't heard. I mean,
okay.
So once my mom passed, and then we were in Japan, so I really was out of touch for like 3 months. So I don't know how it all finished.
Okay.
So I know the connections were made.
Good. So I think, we just want to there's some newer clubs maybe that are out there, maybe something, Lisa, or even on your side for Castle, if we can get some joint projects where we can get some of the newer clubs participating, I think we're excited about that. But, just if there's any particular bigger project that any Interact Club or Rotary Club wants to spearhead and you want more youth volunteers at, I think my role here is to help spread the word and get other volunteers to your project. So yeah, Naomi, your hands up, so feel free.
So Ted has 2 days of service that he's encouraging the clubs to do. So any day in September, he wants to do a project on focused on education. And then in April is going to be environment. And so it would be good if we can all maybe think of something. It would be good if we have some coordinated thing and all of the schools do it on one day. But if not, it's just work with your Interact Club or any school and do an education project in any day in September.
So that's helpful. Thanks for that. So it's good to have some framework to work within and some goals to hit. So we'll see what each of the different clubs, maybe as club presidents and youth service chairs, have some time to plan for the upcoming year. And if there's opportunities where we can partner and join together, then we'll definitely do that. Or if we can do something more, coordinated overall as either district or as in specific areas, I think that's always a good thing. So
can I ask Rick, when with the focus on mental health again this coming year, is it a project that we could do in the schools where we go and we talk to the students about
I think definitely.
staying
Yeah,
mentally
sure.
healthy, but also not to get trafficked?
Right. Yeah, I could fit into it. So if you want, I could talk with Kathleen since she heads up the reg. But certainly, I think, especially because of the feedback from Ryla, because Kathleen Rhodes Merriam actually presented a mental health thing, and that's the first thing kids jumped on that they liked was that. And I've not made the time for it to give everybody else time over the last few years, and I regret that. I think it's such an important thing. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but ages 10 to 29, one of the number one causes of death for them is suicide here in Hawaii. And in Hawaii, suicide is the 11th leading cause of suicide. On the mainland, it's 12th. There's this feeling that because we're in paradise, suicide is not a big issue. That's not true. It's a huge issue. I've been involved in at least 4 suicide situations in the last 3 months. And in my entire career, I didn't have that many going on that often here in Hawaii. So, and I've been asked to help with set up mental health kinds of things. I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm consulting with AMVETS, I'm consulting with the Honganji, and I'm consulting with another group about how to get more access to more services going. It's a huge issue. But I can talk with Kathleen. She'd be very excited, and we'll try to make something happen for sure. Yeah.
And I believe Stephen Pavao, who
Okay.
belongs to our club, would love to do something here for our kids too.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, bullying is still significant in all the high schools, very much so.
Well, we do the Peacemaker videos with Alelo, and every year that's what most of the kids focus on is bullying. I mean, it's such a issue. Definitely, Jen.
So
Lisa, were you gonna say something?
yeah, as you reach out to Kathleen and others, if we can, I know mental health is a hard project for the Interact Club members to participate in, but they can, there's other ways that they can get involved, whether it's outreach or other things. So I, maybe just ask if you could find ways to, or think of ways to have our Interact Club members involved in, whatever it might be, to support mental health initiatives around the state. So.
Well, September 14th, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, where Kathleen used to be the president, I'm a member. That's our walk, and that's over at the Capitol at Skygate. That's at 8 in the morning that it goes on. And that's a powerful, the presentations and the materials and the information that are there. Rotary each club has been asked to come up with their own walk team. I was going to do one joint one, but we'll have tables, and we usually do the water and give the water out. If you're here on Oahu, and the other islands will have it, they have their own date for it. But if you're here on Oahu, I'd really encourage you to come join us. It's we usually get about 20, 30. I think the first time we did it, we had about 40 folks show up from Rotary, and it was well worth our time. It's a fantastic group. So I'll send that out. Kathleen just yesterday sent me the information. I'm trying to get past the bomb dance first, and then send that out. So I'll get that out to everybody here too. Youth are definitely welcome to join us as well. So it's Out of the Darkness Suicide Prevention and Awareness Walk. It's a nationwide thing that goes on with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. A lot of good information.
I appreciate it. Yes, we're all trying to get through the week, I know. So we will get that information out, and thanks for providing it. All right. So upcoming events, again, I mentioned the youth protection training. Just keep that on the calendar as I get a formal kind of invite from Peter with the link. I will make sure that goes out to everyone in the district. And then just a reminder again, we have signed up for Hawaii Children Youth Day. That's still a little bit is off here, but the district will be represented there, and we'll probably have a few booths there. So it'd be nice to have different clubs from the different areas of the island on Oahu, and if you're from outer island, to have some information and some activity with the Interact or your youth services at that event. It's always nice. My a couple of my Roosevelt kids were there last year, and they were just running the games with the youth that were there at the booth. So just a fun way to spread the word about Interact, because a couple of folks asked what we were doing in all of our high schools as well. So coming up. All right. And then I don't have a ton of other new business. I know it's again we're kind of in the middle of 2 Rotary years. I do hope that everyone can muster their new leadership team coming into the new Rotary year and have them attend these meetings to get this information. The recording is on the agenda. Naomi, I'll ask you if you want to just give a quick highlight. I know we want to potentially do a newsletter to share about all the different good things going on in youth services in the state. And so it's something we've been noodling. I think you've seen newsletters from other groups within District 5000. To do one for youth service, we'd be looking for content from a lot of you as your club youth liaisons and program leaders. Naomi, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Ted said it was okay to do that. So we could do it in May for Youth Service Month, unless we want to do it sooner, because we want to highlight the Interact and the RILA. But that specific newsletter would be all the things that we're doing for youth service. So what we've done for youth exchange, RILA, and so putting a little blurb about what RILA is, when those phones, when those dates are, what they're going to do, and how they can help promote it. That would be all in that newsletter. So I think we should do this earlier in the year than May, right?
I
I
agree.
agree. Yeah, and if we could get it, more than one, I think that'd be good too. So
maybe one for now, and then we can talk about what we did last year on all of the events and projects that the Interact clubs did. List out all of the Interact clubs and their sponsor clubs, and just a really good. This is what youth service is all about in District 5000.
absolutely. So the leadership team will send out requests for information or content going out sometime this summer, and then we'll look to get something maybe together, September or so. There's a lot of other things going on that we could probably talk about or coming up and have more information on, but I think it'd be good. I mean, it's our opportunity here for each of our clubs to share what good work you've been doing over the last year, as well as what you have coming up for the future. And I hope folks feel like they can also share the newsletter out with other people not in Rotary, and use it as a way to recruit new members or tell people all the good things you're doing. So we will be working to coordinate that. It's good to hear that Ted gave us the okay for that. So all right, with that, there's some couple of things that we've talked about often. I don't need to really talk about it again. But we're tracking like junior RILA. We'll see where the community's at on their planning, but that's something that's still in the back burner. Any other things to mention tonight? I'll ask Jen and Naomi first, maybe. Nope. All right.
Sorry, I keep doing it. No, it's just I'm excited. I'm looking forward to a great year. I'm glad we're going to recognize the achievements of the past year for those Interact clubs to be used as a example for the upcoming Interactors, and hopefully we can do something in Rotaract here on the Big Island. So we'll see how it goes.
I want to ask if we can give a little bit of time to Dick Moscow, because his club has been doing a fantastic job with getting Interact clubs together in his area.
Who, me?
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
you.
Well, we got 3 Interact clubs right now. We're going to have two more next year, junior St. Elizabeth School and Our Lady of Good Counsel. And then our last batch is to go after two high schools and one intermediate, so that eventually we're looking at next 3 years to have 8 Interact clubs under us. Besides the 15 elementary schools we do
Right
have
on.
right now. And we only have 2 more elementary schools to go. And then we have every elementary school in I Am Pearl City. We're also going to start something innovative. We're going to go to a military base and see if the elementary schools there want us in our dictionary program. So that's our plan in the next 2-3 years.
And maybe if Ala Moana can get McKinley back. At one time they had 100 students. Kevin would be good. McKinley.
They would
That's
cooperate,
awesome.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's still something we
Hey
want to do.
guys, I gotta run.
Thanks, Jen. Kevin and Naomi, who has HBA?
We do. Ala Moana.
Okay, good. So I've seen them around. So they're sounds like they're still going very well. I know there was a little bit of a transition hiccup there with Susan leaving, but sounds like everything's okay there.
Yeah, there's still some things to still some things to iron out, but yeah, moving forward.
Yeah.
They always had 100+ members too. So
Yep. But with Elton there as the principal, I think he's working on getting an advisor. They were having a problem with the advisor.
Yeah,
getting
that's
one.
been their big challenge. It's no one is stuck over the last 3 years. They can't get anyone committed to it.
Mhm.
well, I still see them out and about. At the last
Yeah.
was at my fun night volunteering. So it's good to see. Good to hear. All right. With that, that's it for today. We'll meet again in a month. I know the last 2 meetings have been kind of close because I had to postpone the last one, but we'll meet here in a month, let every club get through their transition, and we'll hit the 2024-25 year started. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Ryan. Have a good
Thank
evening.
you. Bye.
Have a good evening. Good night.